Hey, what's up and welcome. It's Matthew here, the hybrid, the designer and developer. This is Coded Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. This is a series of videos where I start from graphic design to a fully fledged mobile app using Expo React Native. In the previous video, we created or we've retraced this small logo and we were done with our splash screen. So since we took this picture from the internet, as you can see, it's a JPEG, which is we can't separate the text from the background. In our case, we only want the background. And what's the best way to get it? Is to retrace it. That's why we are in a graphic design program. In my case, it's CorelDRAW. You can use any graphic design program of your choice. Without wasting time, let's just jump straight into it. So we are going to duplicate this screen, copy layers and its content. What we are going to do, we are going to crop this here, knowing very well we've got a copy of that image. Okay, we don't need this because we've got it on page 2. Here is everything, so that means we can also delete this. Okay, and then what we want to do, okay, let's do this. um let's make sure that we crop this so that we can get the proportion. Okay, so let's crop it like exactly in the edge, something like this, very, very close to the edge. Okay, something like this. Okay, and then from there, what we are going to do, we are just going to center it and scale it up proportionally by pressing shift as we scale it up. Okay, and that's about it. Remember, we are not tracing the text and the buttons, things that are in the foreground. We are tracing the background so that we can use it. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create this part here. Okay, let's get into it. We are going to take a shape, something like this. Let's make it red so that it can be visible. What we are going to do, this is a shape, so we cannot do some modifications with it. We need to convert it into a curve. Okay, so let's click on it, convert it into a curve. After that, we can click this and then we can manipulate this as we wish. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Okay, and then what else that we're going to do, we're just going to click here to convert this straight line to a curve. Okay, as you can see, meaning that now we can manipulate it as we wish. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to move this closer. Okay, to highlight everything. Then I'm going to move this closer here. Okay, and then from there I'm going to lift this up. And remember, we are not like copying this as it is, like as in 100%. Okay, but we are making something like it. Okay, what is important in this series, it's all the explanation and also the concept behind whatever that I'm doing, so that you can be able to on your own create your own mobile application. So that's the idea. So we don't want things to be like 100% accurate. Okay, as long as they are, okay, as long as they are 99% like it. Okay, okay, zoom in. Okay, I'm happy with this line. I'm happy with this line, and then let me just delete this one and see. I'm happy with this. Let me just move it like this, okay, so that it can follow this pattern. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, and then we've got our color palette here. Okay, what else that we need to do? Let's just look closely. Okay, we've got another line here, okay, that moves like this. Let's quickly do that. We're going to do the same thing. Convert this, Control Q, convert it to curves. Then we're going to change this. As you can see, what I'm doing here, whatever that I'm doing, I make sure that it overlaps. Okay, this is a graphic design technique. Okay, as you can see, everything overlaps. In case maybe I might feel like I want to move this a little bit. You can see I've got a room to do so. Okay, instead of designing it to fit on the edge exactly where I don't have that. If I do that, I won't have some sort of a room to move things around. That's why my shapes are some sort of overlapping. Okay. In fact, they are some sort of outside the boundary of the canvas. Okay. So let's do the same thing. Make this red so that we can see it. Let's make sure if it's red. Yes. Okay. And then let's create a dot here to make it a curve. And then let's just make another one here. And then move that one like this. Okay. And then, okay, let's create another one here. Zoom in. Okay, as you can see, let's create another one here. Move it like this. Okay. What is also increase my brightness? Okay. Now I can see my lines properly. Okay. Now, what I want to do, let me adjust my line nicely. Okay, as you can see, this is something like it. Okay, this is more or less like it. Okay, so I'm done with this also. What else? I think I'm done. Okay, so what we want to do now, let's move this. Okay, let's move this aside, and then let's create a background. Okay, double click so that we can have that image there. Then from there, let's use our color palette. Increase the background, okay, a bit so that it can overlap. Let's use our color palette. Okay, remove the borders, and that's it. And then what we want to do, we want to use secondary color, okay, which is this one. Remove the background, the borders, the red borders. Okay, same here. Remove the borders. As you can see, the guidelines, the rulers are telling us where some sort of the edge of the screen exactly. Okay, and then what we need to do, we need to some sort of apply this gradient. Okay, come here, interactive fill, apply the gradient. So we just clone or copy our tertiary color, and that's it. We are trying to imitate this. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then let's go to our secondary color. Also create a gradient and then take our tertiary color, sample it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It looks like here we've got three colors. Okay. We've got this one, the the um, the the secondary color, and somewhere here we've got the primary color, and then we've got the tertiary color. Let's just zoom in. As you can see, this is the same. As you can see, this is the same almost. Okay. Like somewhere here in the middle, there is a primary color and then there's a tertiary color. So we need some sort of three color transition. Okay. Here, let's put the primary color somewhere here. Put the primary color. So for that, let's put a primary color somewhere here. We will mix it accordingly until it looks like what we want. Okay. 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 And then what we want this to look exactly like this one. Okay. So let's check here. Okay, let's check here. Put a dot there, a color there, and then move it a little bit. Okay. And then what we are going to do, we need to sample from here, we need to sample this color, the one that is very close here. Okay. As you can see now, this one and this one, this one and this one are looking alike. Okay. Let's sample again. Okay, something like that. Okay, as you can see, guys, we're not going to make some sort of the exact copy. Okay, but we're making something like it. So the only thing that we need to do now, let's just work on our secondary color here. Sorry, the primary color that is in the middle. Okay, we are going to make it light a little bit. So let's just make our own adjustment here first and see. As you can see, it's becoming lighter. It's not as strong as it is, okay, or as it was. Okay, guys, that's about it. Let's see. Still, it's a bit strong and visible. Okay, let's change it a little bit. Uh, let me do this sample from here. Let's see. I'm happy with this. Okay, it's not too much, not too loud. What else? Let's just check here and also create some sort of a gradient and then take our primary color. Okay. Then we need to scratch that a little bit so that the curves can be shown. Something like that. Okay, let's look at it. Again, let's use the zoom tool. Okay, this white here, I don't see it in this design, this whitish thing. Okay, so what we are going to do, okay, what we are going to do, we can duplicate this as it is, duplicate it, and sample our tertiary color. Make this a bit bigger. And then move it under this one. And then move it in a little bit. Change it like this. Move it in a little bit. Okay, something like this. Make it bigger. Okay, make it bigger. You will see in a minute what I'm trying to do. Okay, make it bigger. Okay, and then what we are going to do, we are going to use transparency. Okay, okay, use it the opposite way. We're going to use transparency here like this. Okay, as you can see with transparency we can win, but I'm not sure if we can win fully. Okay, before we apply the transparency, let's convert this as it is to an image. Okay, convert this to an image. There's no need for the image to be transparent. Okay, convert this to an image. Now this is an image. Sorry, I've converted the wrong thing. It's okay. It's still the right thing, but since it was not transparent, so sorry about that. It has to be transparent, okay? So that it cannot have a white part, okay? Now it's an image. So the reason why I'm converting into an image, I want to use the blur effect, okay? The blur effect, okay? Let's see. Let's see. Am I clicking this? We have lost, so better be safe than sorry. Okay, let me just say tutorial. Okay, for now. Okay, and then we were applying the blur effect. The blur effect. Okay. Okay, maybe the computer is slow on processing this. So what we are going to do, okay, it's generating a preview now. Okay, a little bit. Okay, let's just quickly wait for the preview. As you can see, this is starting to be blur, but I want it to be more. Okay, oh, it's getting there a little bit. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, I think this is fine. Remember, now this is an image. And then let's make use of the transparency. Okay, starting from here. Okay, this is what we want. As you can see, guys, this is getting there. Okay, now as you can see, this is looking more like this one. Okay, something like it. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then let's see if I can move this like this so that it can be a little bit white. Okay, I'm afraid that it looks like the graphics of my computer are getting a tough time, but I'm happy with this. At least I can see now this. Okay. Okay, guys, without making things complicated, let's just sorry about that. Okay, as you can see, the computer, it looks like it's struggling to process this. Okay, so we are done with this background. Okay, we are done with this background. Let me make this smaller. Okay, this image is too big and it has got a lot of effects. So let me just kill those effects by converting it to an image again. Okay, so that it cannot be heavy. And then I will crop it to a smaller size. As you can see now, this is how big it is when it has got effect. So I'm just going to crop it so that it can be small. Okay. Okay, it doesn't have to be that big as long as it's outside the boundary of the screen. As you can see, now it's smaller. Okay, now that it's an image, we can also add another transparency. Okay, something like this, as you can see. Okay, transparency as we wish. Okay, okay, let me do this. Okay, let me do this. Okay, guys, I'm happy with this. Okay, let me group everything. Okay, and then let me double click to have a rectangle that will be exactly as the canvas and then bring it up front. And then from then I will take everything from here and I will power clip it here. Okay. Okay. Now we have our background. Okay, that looks something like this. Okay. And then what I want to do, let me just add one layer on top. Okay, just as a test. Okay, because we are going to have a text or some design element like this logo and this the text that you are going to read. As you can see, let me zoom in. As you can see, this is what we are going to have. So at the moment, I feel like these lines are competing with the foreground. The background is competing with the foreground. So I need to deal with that a little bit. Okay, let's choose our primary color. Okay, as you can see. And then from there, I'm going to apply transparency. Let me zoom in. Okay, let me apply transparency. Oh, I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, as you can see. Okay, okay, let me hide a little bit. Okay, for me, this is fine. Okay, for me, this is fine. Let me get. Okay, so I don't want these to be some sort of visible. Okay, let's just make a sample, a test sample. Okay, just make a test sample. Okay, as you can see. Okay, as you can see now, these are not like visible, too much visible. They are just there in the background. Okay, they are just there in the background. Show them a little bit. Okay, but I don't want these to compete with the foreground. Okay, I don't want these to compete with the foreground. So for me, I'm happy with these. Let me try to show them a little bit. Let's see. Okay, not there at all. Somewhere there. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, guys, we are done with the background. This background, we are done with it. This one. So in the next video, we are going to create this asset. This one. Okay. Okay, this is where we are now. I am Matthew Msingati, the hybrid, the designer, and a developer. Thank you so much for clicking this video. See you on the next one.